Windows 7 might need updating, but Microsoft stopped doing that. So what options do we have? Let's talk about it. Hey there, this is Tom with Tom's Tech Show, and today we're going to be talking about what our options are, I guess, for Windows 7 and how, whether you should probably move, what comfort level you are, with what patches are out there, what browsers you're using, different things like that. I mean, you do have some options, but we'll talk about that. First, if you want to help me, head on over to bit.ly/Tom's Tech Show, and that'll take you to my YouTube channel, and there's tons and tons of videos, over 300 videos, different subjects, different things that I'm interested in. If you're interested in those things, then just click the big subscribe button, and that'll help me out quite a bit to get to 1,000 and start monetizing my channel to really start growing. All right, thank you. Okay, so Microsoft has made a statement, and here there's a Computer World article saying Windows patches are done way back in January. So January 14th, that all came crashing to an end. But they are saying that you can buy up, right? If you're an organization, you're a company, and you have a volume license agreement, which means you purchased your Windows licenses, maybe Office licenses, server licenses in bulk to cover virtual machines and things like that, then you can buy up and get extended support. So understanding this, right, Microsoft has stopped giving the general public who needs patches, who needs security fixes, they've stopped giving those to those people who are probably most vulnerable, the people who haven't. Some people who are like, maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents have an old box, an old Windows 7 machine or something that's sitting there, at a desk or something that they just do a little web browsing on. Those are the people who are most vulnerable, who absolutely need all of these patches. And they're the least likely to move from Windows 7 to Windows 10 because the computer works, it's running. Why do I need to bother with changing anything? They're comfortable with it. The problem with, people don't like, getting out of their comfort zone sometimes, especially with computing and things they may not know a lot about. So they're not going to move. They're not going to go to Windows 10. So those people are vulnerable. Microsoft is, according to this article, for 2 years, for up to year 2, for 2 years after, so up to 2022, Microsoft is creating these patches, but only providing them to probably the least vulnerable of people who have Windows 7, right? If you have a volume license agreement, that means you're in an enterprise. You probably have an enterprise class router, which has filtering and all of those, you have gateways and things that have heavy filtering, heavy, scanning of all internet traffic. You're limiting where users can go. You're limiting what they can do, what kind of things they can see, who can log in, who can get to the router, who can actually get to the internet. All these things are limited and filtered. So those are probably the most secure areas that have Windows 7, are these corporations and businesses. The least secure are the people who, like I said, maybe your parents, maybe some older folks who have Windows 7 who I'm just not going to change it. It sits there, it works, it's fine, right? So now the only people that you're providing these patches that you are creating are the people with a volume license agreement or an enterprise agreement. So it seems a little flip to me. I mean, if you're creating the patches anyway, just move your end of security patch date. I mean, we all know we're not getting any new features in Windows 7, but security patches, virus patches, things like that, those need to be put in place. Those need to be sent out to people. So they should have moved the date. They should have said, listen, we know there's a lot of people out there with Windows 7. We're going to give it a little bit more time to help to keep people's safety at priority. Well, they're not doing that. They're wanting people to pay them money. So for the first year, it's either $50 or $25 per device, or then the next year, they're going to be $50 or $100, and the next year it'll be like $200 and $400. So it like doubles every year. So they're going to do that for 3 years. So that's 2023. So let's keep providing those. You're creating them anyway, right? That's my point here is you're creating them anyway. Let's still provide them to people. You know, the Windows update mechanism is probably still in place, right? All this software that you've written to do Windows updates is there. It's already in place. You're not having to break down or tear down anything. It's not like you have to go create a huge amount of software, or that you have to go make these ultra special patches that's going to cost you millions to do that. No, you're creating them anyway for these people who are paying. So have that fund the regular consumer who needs these patches. Okay, well, what's the other option? You can't, obviously, Microsoft is not going to listen to anybody and say, well, you know, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to extend our cutoff date. So what you can do? Well, I found a company called ZeroPatch. Now, what ZeroPatch does, from what I've been reading, is that they take the patches that Microsoft puts out to businesses and other things out, and they break them down and find the little micro piece of code that they actually change. Microsoft sends these patches out. Sometimes they're, you know, multiple megabytes, and they're only changing one small tiny bit of code. Well, ZeroPatch has a system where they will break that down, see what's actually changing, what patch actually needs to be applied, and then provide that to you. There are some free patches that they have. I'm not sponsored or anything by ZeroPatch. I just came across them and thought people needed. If you didn't know about them already, then you need, and you're keeping Windows 7 for a long time, maybe this might be a service that you look at. There's a free version, and there's also a paid for version, which gets you more patches. So the free version gets you their free level patches, and the paid for version, which is €22.95, which is about $28. So $2-3 a month for patches, with not just Windows patches, but also some software patches. If you're still using Office 2010, which has also, you know, hit end of life and no more patches, they're also doing Microsoft Office 2010 patches, and there's other application patches. You can look at the list of patches that they have. So there's a JScript patch, scripting engine memory corruption, net logon elevation for zero logon, Windows patches, the Zoom client. They have a remote code execution patch, but you need to be able to see there, have them actually marked here, whether you have the Pro or Enterprise level. Then they'll be, and they even over here, they'll tell you this one's been exploited already. This one's in the wild. It's been exploited. People are using this to break into people's computers. So there are quite a few free ones. So if you come down here, those be scripting engine memory corruption, you know, update or arbitrary file overwrite. Some of these different ones. Some of the older ones we get down here, like LibreOffice, Adobe Acrobat, OpenOffice, WinRAR. So they make patches for more than just Windows. So it works pretty simply. You log in, create an account. You come down here and you install the client on your PC, which is very small. I have this one down here on the bottom called Red 5, my Windows 7 box. And here it is, and you'll see this little green 0 with a slash in it. We bring it up, and it shows me this is the free version. So it'll show me right here, free. So I got 2 patches applied, 62 applications were patched. So 63. Now it's updating, it's doing even more. Even as we speak, 64. It's actually applying patches as I'm doing this, as I have this box here. This is applying patches. So I would think that even if you don't want to buy it, I would at least get the free version, so that at least it's applying some patches. At least you're getting some kind of updates. It's very lightweight. It doesn't chew up memory. It doesn't do anything like that like Windows Update does. It doesn't take forever to do things. I mean, you just saw it's just applied 3 patches and we're done, right? I mean, it was that easy. I had to do nothing. This just automatically runs in the background, and more often than not, these patches, as they tear the microcode out to apply these patches, you're not rebooting all the time. I find that when I load these things up and put them on there, it's like no reboot. Just we applied the patches. You're good. So it seems very reliable. It's very lightweight. You can check all the patches and stuff that you're getting. They have their applications that could be patched. They have different modules that are patched, a whole bunch of different things. Like I said, there could be more patches if I paid for the upgrade, which that you have to weigh. Do I want it? How do I feel? Am I running a good, clean, updated browser all the time? Remember to continue updating Chrome and Firefox or whatever you're using on your Windows 7 box. Make sure that stays updated as long as they continue to update, Chrome and Firefox on these boxes. I think Edge is still getting updates on Windows 7 for a little while. But take a look at this. I mean, go ahead and read over it. I mean, there's a big, they really go over what they do, and a lot of good news articles and stuff about this company if you want to do your research before you do this. But this is what I'm using to start, adding some patches into my clients' Windows 7 boxes that really don't want to move. They can't move off of it because their software vendor says, well, we're not supporting Windows 10 yet. So what do we do? Some boxes in like medical offices and things like that are hooked up to machines that really they can't move them forward yet because of the software that's running. But make sure to go look at all the articles. There's a bunch of links to all these articles down here at the bottom of the page. I'll put a link to zeropatch.com in the description down there, and check it out. If you're still running Windows 7, at least do the free and see how comfortable you are. And then if we see some major vulnerability that gets out there that needs to be patched, then pay for it for a few months, right? And then go back to the non-paid. You can pay for it for a year, right? The $28 for the year. Pay for it for a year and see how it goes, right? I mean, if anything, you're getting some patches, right? So that would be good. All right. Well, thanks for watching and keeping your Windows 7 patched and updated and keep everything going. I mean, if you're really diehard, going to keep with Windows 7. I mean, I have moved to Windows 10 Enterprise. The latest October version is pretty clean. They've taken a lot of the crap out of it. I think they're listening a little bit, but there's still a lot of telemetry that runs back that you got to kill. So that's the biggest issue, is still that, telemetry and stuff. All right. Well, thanks for watching this one. Take care. Stay updated. Thanks. Bye.